Okay, hey, welcome to another edition of the Cast 11 Podcast Network here in Prescott, Arizona. We're super excited today to have two special guests we're going to cover the Arizona Philharmonic, and we have Henry Fleury, Executive Director of the Arizona Philharmonic, and we have Emma Body, Lower School Director of the Margot Fonteyn Academy of Ballet, and there's some special info in there, and there's some significance to you being here today that I want to talk about. But welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming into the studios. And you guys have some special events coming up. Let's talk about what's going on for Christmas with the Arizona Philharmonic.
Great. Well, we have two events coming up. We're going to talk about both of them, hopefully. The big one, of course, is our Nutcracker Christmas Celebration, which is a collaboration we're doing with the Margot Fonteyn Academy of Ballet.
So the Nutcracker, when and where does that take place for the Arizona Philharmonic?
Nutcracker is on December 17th and 18th at the Yavapai College Performing Arts Center at 3 o'clock each show. And we do have two small shows that we're doing for schools on Friday the 16th in the morning.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some international guest artists joining us for the Nutcracker performance. We have Trisha Albertson, who is just celebrated her 26th season with the Miami City Ballet, so very well esteemed. And Eric Trope, her partner, is joining us as well. And then we also have 6 Japanese dancers coming from Japan, from the En Blanche project. So,
You also have some students joining us on stage,
yes, we do.
too.
Yeah, so we have begun classes. We're still under construction, but we have begun classes, and we have a small number of students that will be joining us on stage, in particular for the Le Patineur piece. So we're doing a homage to the original Frederick Ashton choreography, and these students are a mixture of local and international students who have come to study here in Prescott.
There's something significant about you being here, and I'm excited to talk about that too. You are the lower school director, as I mentioned, of the Margot Fonteyn Ballet Academy.
That's right.
And recently your organization moved here, correct?
That's correct, yes. So previously we were in Peak School in New York, and in 2017 we made the move to Prescott.
So but that's a big move.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. Why did you move to Prescott?
So our artistic director, Mr. Ken Ludden, he was very interested in retiring to the Prescott area. And yeah, we just decided to come a little earlier and set up the school here. Yeah.
How long has the Margot Fonteyn Academy been around?
So we've been around for over 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So and it's very exciting to be sort of restarting here in the Prescott community. We've had a few bumps along the way with COVID and delays and things like that. But yeah, this year we're starting nice and small and, facilitating that kind of education program here.
Is this for young people? Where does one start? I know I'm not a candidate. That's okay. But if somebody was, where does one start?
So the Academy, our primary mission is to teach the highest quality of theatrical classical dancing. So we take students from around 8 years old into our lower school. And that's broken into sort of 4 levels. So so they would work their way up through the levels and then move on into the upper school division, which is usually around when they're around 16, 17 years old.
So talk to us about the collaboration between the Arizona Philharmonic and your ballet academy.
Sure.
If you guys would.
Do you want me to talk?
Yeah, you.
So I met Ken Ludden probably at least a year ago, more than a year ago, I think. And we started talking about the idea of Arizona Philharmonic and Margot Fonteyn Academy of Ballet collaborating on various ballet opportunities. We are a professional orchestra based here in Prescott. We gather our musicians from all across Arizona and then outside the state. And for a ballet of this caliber, the idea of working together was exciting to both of us. And Margot Fonteyn is known for the incredibly high quality dancers that graduate from their school and end up performing all over the world. So when Christmas season was coming up in our planning, the proposal was, what could we do with Nutcracker? And Ken said, well, we have a young school starting and we have relationships with dancers all across the world. What if we bring all these dancers that we know from across the world to Prescott to perform in all of these solos of the pas de deux with Nutcracker that we all know and love, and then combine that with another ballet, Les Patineurs, which is a French word for the skating rink, the skaters.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
And that was a favorite ballet in the UK for over 40 years, performed every year. And in fact, in the premiere version of that ballet, Margot Fonteyn was the primary dancer there. And so I think it's fitting to bring this music to Prescott for the Margot Fonteyn Academy of Ballet to join us in. So it's a dual ballet opera, a dual ballet presentation of those two ballet pieces. And plus, I want to add that we have a special guest. We invited Arlene's Hardy's and Amy Van Winkle's Yavapai youth choirs to come sing with us, because in the Nutcracker, there's a small singing part that maybe people are aware of or not aware that happens in the background. So members of the Yavapai youth choirs and the new women's choir, Una Voce, will be joining us on stage, not only to participate in the Nutcracker ballet music, but also to sing Christmas music accompanied by the orchestra.
I did my homework.
Thank you very much.
And
A+.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'll let our producer grade me. But you have all these different programs that I wanted to dive into real quick so people really understand the scope of what you do in the community. You have these different programs and educational outreach programs. So Art for All, for example. Is that okay? We can talk a little bit about that? It basically sounds like it allows people in the community who might not otherwise be able to participate in these types of performances from an attendee standpoint or watching. Talk about what Art for All is, what the Arizona Philharmonic does.
Well, we believe that art is for everybody, so hence the name Art for All. And anyone who tries to attend a concert in New York City or LA is faced with an incredible ticket price before them. And luckily in Prescott, we don't charge those incredible ticket prices, but it still are significant. Our ticket prices range from $35 to $49. And I know that when I was raising kids, my wife and I here in town, that was out of our price range to attend concerts. And so we would look on the sidelines and say, wouldn't it be nice if we could attend that? And I am confident that there are many, many people within Prescott that would attend a concert for a lower price. So Art for All is an opportunity for people who do not have the budget for a concert to basically pay what they can for a concert. So we try to reach out through local nonprofits to reach audiences of individuals and families that might be able to do this. Every now and then I get an anecdotal reference from a family of 5. We'd love to go. We couldn't go and bring all 5 people, but we found that we could buy 2 adult tickets and then bring our kids on an Art for All process. And we do have a youth ticket price of $10 each. And we also have a price for K through 12 teachers of $15. These are two audiences in terms of, as you spoke of earlier, reaching to our youth and the education that we feel very attached to. So we are proud. Most people that do come through Art for All put some donation into the process, and I don't think that Art for All is aimed at a free-for-all for people. And there are some people who can't afford and who pay nothing. It all works out okay.
Sure. And you have a number of different other programs. I was reading about Constellations to Compositions, Boys to Men, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, which I'm a part of that. And this is all these different programs, I'm assuming, is are ways and strategies to reach the broader community. Is that correct in terms of your programming?
Yes, but I think it goes beyond that. I think it also goes beyond into the where do our values lie. So for me as a music educator, and my wife is also a music educator and a performer, most musicians who perform in the orchestra also teach. Connecting to the youth through education is a passion of ours. And for us, you mentioned Constellations to Composition. That was a project of collaboration that we did with the planetarium, the Jim and Linda Lee Planetarium. And Eric Edelman, the director there, wrote a custom show for the students of 9 Prescott area classrooms to go visit. And it was all about night sky objects named after animals.
Sure.
And then we went, Arizona Philharmonic then went into the classrooms and helped these students write an orchestra piece, each one of them based upon one of those night sky objects that they chose. And we like to think of it as a really authentic learning experience, so that the authentic learning experience involves not only creativity, but also applying what you know beyond the subject matter. So in this particular case, they were connecting to the stars and the night sky and connecting to what these animals were like on, in Earth, and community. And this is a community-based composition where a whole classroom is raising their hand and offering ideas. And to me, what is exciting is the different ways that people communicate about music. When a child says, "I'd like something grumbling here," all the way to the child who sings a melodic line for you to notate and put into it. And then we had the pleasure of performing 5 of these pieces back in January. And it was a fabulous experience to hear these pieces come to life for these students.
So you got, in terms of program 2, we have an ally in common in the Highlands Center for Natural History. I know last year they celebrated their 25th anniversary, and part of your programming and initial outreach in collaboration with the Highlands Center. What are you guys doing with them, just out of curiosity?
Well, what we want to do with them is the same thing that we did with the planetarium. Is that we're working with them to have now students go to the Highlands and have an experience there where they're visiting nature.
Great facility.
And they're bringing back some connection, some experience with nature that then we again go into the classroom and have them write orchestra pieces about. Awesome. So Arizona Philharmonic really tries to find collaborative efforts within the community to other organizations that may or may not be music involved or in the arts involved, with Margot Fonteyn Academy of Ballet. We think that when we work together, we build something bigger than just working on our own.
I heard you say, do you travel? You're based in Prescott, Arizona, but do you travel throughout the state for performances?
We do have occasional opportunities to play in other areas. So last year we had 5 concerts in Surprise, Arizona. This year, 1 concert in Surprise, Arizona on December 3rd. Next year, we're trying to get some other concerts down in the Phoenix area.
Which is great for our region, showing the state and the region
that
we are arts-based, and it's a great place to come visit.
I think that there's a fair amount of educational opportunities that we have to offer the state of Arizona to show them that Prescott is a lot more than Whiskey Row.
Right.
Which is great.
We know that.
Don't get me wrong.
It's awesome. Let's talk about another program which is sponsored by the James Family Trust. Can you explain what that is and what they provided for our kids?
So the James Family Trust is an incredibly
That's a tough
is
word,
an
I know,
incredibly
right? Especially in the morning.
philanthropic organization here in the Prescott. And you see their mark all over the city, from the Constellation Trail to the YMCA. And they have been big supporters of the Margot Fonteyn Academy of Ballet. And they are a big supporter of the Nutcracker Celebration concert coming up. They are fully sponsoring the concert, and they also threw in an extra $10,000 to fund school shows for Yavapai County schools on that Friday morning. And so related to that, in Art for All, the Art for All program that we are doing is for all of the concerts, but not the Nutcracker concert, because this is the opportunity for us to make a little extra money to provide the concerts of the rest of the season.
Sure.
But I do want to encourage families who have children and need to come to the Nutcracker to make sure that they get in contact with the Prescott School District and ask about attending the Friday morning school shows.
Thanks to the James Family Trust.
Thanks to the James Family Trust.
Fantastic. If I was looking online for more information on your programming, where would I go? What's the URL?
For Arizona Philharmonic, it
Yes.
is azphil.org, azphil.org.
And how about your academy?
And we are Margot Fonteyn Academy of Ballet .org.
Appreciate you guys being here. Super excited about your collaboration. Very excited about what you're bringing to our community, not only for our young people, but for the arts and culture scene. And I hope you guys come back in again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love to have you.